Have you ever engaged in a serious debate over which is better, Harry Potter or Lord of the Rings? Have you ever played Smash or Pass using only characters from Star Wars and Marvel movies? If you answered yes to any of these questions, we have the podcast for you. Listen to The Steam Gentleman, the podcast where an expert panel convenes to ask the questions about pop culture and social commentary that other podcasts are afraid to ask. Listen to The Steam Gentleman on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever you listen to podcasts. Ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to take a few seconds and talk about something I feel very passionate about, and that is Bryan Ferguson's Bumps and Thumps podcast. Here available on YouTube and any other outlet where you can get your podcasts from. Bryan Ferguson interviews several former AWA stars, Greg Gagne, Derek Dukes, and many, many others. Take a trip back in time to the AWA's glory days with Bryan Ferguson on Bumps and Thumps. Welcome back, everybody, to the Real World Chronicles. I'm your host, Brad Drake, and this is All Elite Wrestling. And tonight, AEW is back on the road with AEW Wrestling Revolution Tour date number 5. We got a weird thing going on tonight where we got a small attendance. So we are running the entertainment and sports arena in the Mid-Atlantic region, and we're only expecting a little over 4,000 fans. I could have made a mistake and set this to lesser, or something else is going on. I'm not certain. Let's take a look at our absent workers for tonight. Adam Cole is out injured. I think I had Adam Cole on the card, so we'll check that. Nobody else is really going to apply. Let's take a look at backstage incidents. We got a lot of them. And it looks like to be all protege work, which is good for us. Jade Cargill made it on there twice. All right, good stuff. This is a sign of a good, healthy backstage environment when you have stuff like that going on with lots of protege work. So with that said, all right, we got a problem. Adam Page is injured. So Adam Page cannot be in our main event tag team match. So we have to replace him with somebody. And why don't we replace him with Chris Jericho? That one makes sense. See if there's anybody else offhand who could tag with MJF. I like Chris Jericho. Let's have Chris Jericho fill in for Adam Page. All right, so we'll fix that right here and now. Okay, let's give our card a rundown, everybody. In our opener, we're going to have Kip Sabian against Bandido. The Butcher and the Blade are going to face Sting and Darby Allin. Ruby Soho is in singles ladies action against Britt Baker. Orange Cassidy is going to challenge the monstrous Miroslav Barnyashev for that international heavyweight title. And for those of you who've been listening to this show for a while, do you like how Tony Khan stole my idea, huh? Yeah, you know you saw it happen live on Dynamite and you went, Brad Drake renamed that title. Yeah. All right, our semi-main is going to be Juice Robinson against Kenny Omega. And our main event, everybody, what was supposed to be a battle of feuds, but now is not going to be. We're going to see Bryan Danielson and Jon Moxley versus Chris Jericho and MJF. Once again, everybody, we are in Washington, District of Columbia at the Entertainment and Sports Arena. Let's get to booking. Here we go. Sabian against Bandido. And they are in our opener, I believe. It's a 12-minute match. It is. We'll bump this one up. And here is Kip Sabian. Here is my man, Bandido. Bandido can move. But in all fairness, Kip Sabian's no slouch himself. Bandido is going over here, everybody. He's going to get the win. All right, up next, we have the Butcher and the Blade, and they are going to face Sting and Allin. Another 12-minute bout, which is a good length match for Sting, who's at the end of his career here by far. Here are the Butcher and the Blade. And here is Sting and Darby Allin. All right, we can auto name this one. We are going to have Darby Allin get the win for his team here. All right, that one is in the books. Now, up next, Ruby Soho and Britt Baker. They are going to go 14. Now, we had the baby faces go over in the first two matches. So we are definitely going to have Britt Baker go over in this one. And Britt Baker with the W here. And of course, that's going to come via cheating. Heels always cheat, everybody. Remember that. Heels must cheat. All right, Orange Cassidy and Miroslav Barnyashev. We are going to borrow our own title here. And here we have that rematch. And these two are going to go, they're going to go 16. This match should be 16. We'll get that fixed. All right, we have Cassidy versus Barnyashev. And I think you all know how I feel about Orange Cassidy. He's not good. He's not good at all. He is going to get beat here by Miroslav Barnyashev. You know, Orange Cassidy isn't a bad athlete. I just don't get it. And I don't think I'm the only one that doesn't get it. So here we go. Barnyashev is once again going to beat the former champion here and continue his winning ways on tour. Up next, we have Robinson and Omega, and they are going to go 18. And here we go. Juice Robinson versus Kenny Omega. Both of these men are capable of putting on very good matches when they're serious. I like serious Kenny Omega. I don't like goofball elite young bucks Kenny Omega. Juice Robinson might be on the decline now, but he was very, very capable a few years back, and he's a little bit underrated in this mod, but that's okay. Kenny Omega is going over here. This one's all set, and now this is going to bring us to our big money main event, the one that everybody is paying to see, and we are going to have Danielson and Moxley versus Jericho and MJF. Okay. This match could go a bunch of different ways. All right. We have two very serious wrestlers in this match, as serious as you can get for 2023. And I don't mean that negatively. I'm just saying as serious as you can get to looking like real athletes. And you have two other guys that are also very capable, but tend to do some pretty goofy, stupid stuff in the ring in Moxley and Jericho. In my mind, in my hope as a wrestling fan, for this match on a house show, or a live event tour as I like to call it, we would see a serious 25-minute match with wrestling holds being exchanged and a match that looks like an athletic struggle. All four men are very, very capable of that. However, two of these men, Moxley and Jericho, in the last few years seem to prefer to go a garbage route and do garbage wrestling in their matches. I can understand that with Moxley if that's his thing with the CZW days and all that. Hey, there's people that are into that sort of thing. I'm not one of them. To me, if you're going to do a match like that, it should be a once every 2 years or 3 years special thing that's going to keep people talking for a long time afterwards, not something that happens every single week where you bleed buckets like Moxley does. It's actually to the point where it's no longer a shock. So the entire purpose has now faded off because it's been done so often, in my opinion. Jericho tends to do some goofy stuffs too, matches that don't make any sense. All right, so I am going to hope that in this match, these four guys would bring the A game and do the real deal here. We are going to make this one an epic, and I'm going to leave it open-ended. I want to see who the AI is going to pick to win here. All right, so this one's booked. We're at 109 total minutes for this show. And let's see how we do here, everybody. We're going to start the show. All right, Sabian and Bandido, 50 and a 66, gets us a 62 overall as Bandido gets the win with that Revolution fly. Are there any takeaways? There are not, but there is plenty of positives. All right, we have the Butcher and the Blade against Sting and Darby Allin. We get a 61 overall as Darby Allin gets one with the coffin drop. Sting, who is in his 60s and continues to go here, scored a 58 and outscored both the Butcher and the Blade. And I'm sure that's due to his high level of popularity. We have lots of declining physical ability here. 3 out of the 4 men. We have some inconsistency. Fair enough. I get it. No problem. Up next, the ladies. 56 and a 60 scores us a 59 overall. A little bit of green here for Britt Baker. Good stuff. All right, did everybody ever notice how big of a neck Ruby Soho has? She was a powerhouse. I wonder if she was a gymnast or a female wrestler when she was younger. Usually those are the folks that have the bigger necks, male and or female. I was a wrestler and a gymnast. I had a pretty big neck until I lost a bunch of weight about 7 years ago. And even though I put some muscle mass back on, I lost that neck. But she got a big neck. She's either a gymnast or a wrestler when she was younger. All right, up next. Hey, we got a good score here. Orange Cassidy and Barnyashev go at it, and they get a 75 overall. We get some green here again. The mod is proving me wrong. Orange Cassidy is over. Well, he can be over all he wants. He's still a lousy wrestler. So we have lots of green here, green all over the place, and Barnyashev makes another defense of that AEW International Heavyweight title. You are welcome, Tony Khan. Juice Robinson and Kenny Omega, 65 overall, 43 for Robinson, 74 for Omega, and they don't seem to click at all, which is BS. These two wrestled a bunch of times against one another in Japan. Takeaways. Chemistry hurt us. 65 overall. Let's see what the main event does here. We get an 82. Outstanding score. Moxley, 71. Danielson, 91. MJF, 61. Chris Jericho, 64. We have green for Jericho and MJF teaming well together. And we have Danielson and Moxley getting the win when Danielson submits MJF with the cattle mutilation. This, everybody, even though it wasn't intentional, is booking 101. So the house show that the fans are paying the money to see, that's a non-televised event, they get to see Danielson submit the champion in a tag match. But of course, the heel champion is not losing the belt. It's a tag match. But this is good stuff. The fans are sent home happy, has them talking, has them wanting to watch more on television. It's an excellent main event. Let's see what our takeaways are. We have inconsistency, low psychology. They've really got MJF very underpowered in this mod. And I'm not going to edit it, everybody. I'm not going to touch it because I'm not going to hear, that Brad Drake, he edits the mods. I don't want to hear it, so I am not going to edit it. All right. We also have declining physical ability for Moxley and Jericho. But Danielson, who's older than Moxley, his body's taken more abuse. He's still good to go. Fair enough. So here we go, everybody. We are going to finish this one up. Get ourselves an 80 overall, we get a nice gain. We are going to point out Bryan Danielson. We are going to point out, as much as I don't want to, Orange Cassidy. We are going to point out Miroslav Barnyashev. Great performance. Good performance. Good performance. Making that speech. Danielson is pleased. Cassidy is pleased. And Barnyashev is pleased. We're heading back to the mothership here, everybody. And I think we have the opportunity to do the next live event here. But don't quote me on that. But I do believe that's what's coming up next here is another live event show. We will wait for the screen to load, and there it is. We got a nice sellout, everybody. All right, let's check our incoming here. Rampage got almost 1.2 million viewers overall. Outstanding. All right, so we should have, we have another live event. Let's check it and see if it's listed as less than. It is not. It's listed as normal. Was 5 less than? Nope. I don't know what's going on here, everybody. I don't know why we dropped so low, but we did. All right, so that is going to do it for us, everybody. Let's take a quick look around the game world. Why not, right? Nightmare Freddy. Oh my goodness. I cannot believe there is a wrestler out there called Nightmare Freddy. And it's Doug Gilbert doing the gimmick. Oh, man. Doug Gilbert's only 53. That guy's been wrestling for 46 years. Not to be confused with his late great brother, Eddie Gilbert. All right, so we take a look here. Pro Wrestling Guerrilla got a TV deal. Good for them, I guess. Not my style of wrestling. Women Honor ran Sheeta over Kay in the main event. 64 overall. That's a nice score. That is a nice score, no doubt about it. Ring of Honor ran Keith Lee and Wheeler Yuta over Hook and Jay Lethal in the main event. And they ran in the Joppa Arena, 63 overall. The ladies outscored them, everybody. Let's see who else. We don't really need to look at anybody else. All right, that does it for us, everybody, for this one. For those of you that are new to the channel, please make sure that you hit that subscribe button and also leave us a message below. Let us know what you think of the channel. And let us know what brought you here. For those of you that are in to the 1987 Supermod, or you just want to see these shows early, head on over to patreon.com/PowerCastNetwork. There, for just $5 a month, you can get all of our shows early and YouTube ad-free. You can also find all of our spreadsheets. You can also find access to the 1987 Supermod and all of our special shows that are not shown on YouTube and all of our other extra content. Thank you for tuning in, everybody. We'll see you tomorrow.